you know that like when you're on a landline and you're hanging up and there's that time between your phone is like next to you. It's like sort of an old timey artifact of landlines is that, and especially like in an office. So if the phone's next to your ear, there's a little bit of time before you hang up, right? You have that second. And in that second, if you still listen, you can sort of hear what people say. And what I heard in the background was, dude, this guy said it's the worst thing ever created. He's got to. Hey, everybody, it's Dov from DKE Toys, and welcome to DKE Toys TV. Before I introduce everybody, as I was typing DKE Toys TV into the Googles, an AI description of the show popped up. And I didn't know that AI was that sophisticated that it actually, and it wrote something nice. It said, DKE Toys TV is a show about designer toys, collectibles, and the artists who create them. Hosted by Dov Kellemer, Scott Cherry, and Janky Toys, it features interviews with artists, discussions on toy collecting, and coverage of events like hashtag DKECon. The show is dedicated to the quote DKE Toys universe. I don't know if I ever wrote that anywhere.
I think I put it in the YouTube description somewhere.
Did you? Oh, okay. Which includes artist-made toys, bootlegs, and the community around them.
That's exactly what I put in the YouTube page.
Now, this was the bullshit part. It says what it is, a bi-weekly-ish show covering the world of designer toys. What it's about, interviews with artists, discussions on art and the toy industry, and coverage of events like hashtag DKECon. Who's involved? Hosts include Dov Kellemer, Scott Cherry, and Janky Toys, with other notable guests appearing regularly. What to expect? Conversations about everything from the history of toy lines to the process of making custom figures.
I mean,
hey, so if you're watching the show and you don't know what this show is, then I've just explained it to you. And I'll also ask you why you're watching the show, because that's anyway. So our special guest today, since that was my intro for Scott and Janky, is Gary Weaver from Toy Weaver Customs.
hello.
How's it going, dude?
Thank you. Hi, guys.
How's everything?
Things are well. So
Yeah.
It's been an interesting year. Just when I think nothing can top 2020, 2025 comes along, and it's like, there you go.
And
I'm scared for next year. For
it's
sure.
shit sandwich, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's let's talk about toys.
Toys are good.
So I've wanted to have you on the show for a long time. Not that we've done any shows since the last time I talked to you about being on the show, but finally we're doing a show and then gave you a call. Can you just give us the quick rundown? Tell us about yourself, who you are and what you do.
Oh, well, Gary Weaver. I live in Norman, Oklahoma, and have been an Okie all of my life, bouncing back forth between the northeast part of the state and here central. My 9 to 5 is, and I'm an architect, but architecture can only make your life so enjoyable. So I do custom toys and designer stuff. I started customs back in 93, like 1993. So I've been doing this for well over 30 years now, and got really back into it about 10 years ago. And just after a while needed a better online presence and created Toy Weaver. So
amazing.
So
93
stuff from here, there, and everywhere.
93, that's impressive. What were you making in 1993?
Power of the Force 2 customs.
Yeah!
Wow.
Speaking my language.
Started, wasn't happy with the first 9 figures, and next thing you know, I'm customizing anything and everything to make other figures that would soon be released one way or another by Hasbro. And then started going into, from making original trilogy figures, started making stuff from the expanded universe comic books and Bounty on Barracuda, some of the old classic Boba Fett comics, just doing all sorts of stuff like that.
So when you did your first figures in the Power of the Force line, I mean, did you make them all buff and with bell bottoms and
Yeah,
stuff?
what I was
yeah,
about
no,
to ask.
they were buffed. That was, you know,
Oh,
Luke
wow.
Jedi took a regular Luke and made the whole black Jedi outfit for it. Made an R5D4 from an R2D2 and a vintage R5D4 head. Simple, just figure swaps, nothing crazy.
Do you still have any of those?
Yeah, somewhere got a couple. There, not many. Got rid of most everything. A lot of stuff's just in a storage box, and some are in my house. In the house in a display case.
One day I really want to see those, because like when I'm reviewing like the history of this medium for people, and I talk about the Suck Lord, he started in about 2004, and I said, you know, he's the first person that we know of to like make toys and call it art. But I also have like a caveat there and say people have been making customs since the very beginning. I mean, there's got to be people who've been making customs since 77, if you think about it. Like
Oh, yeah,
I remember
absolutely.
customs, you know, at shows. I was a purist, like as a kid. I was not interested in anything that was like other than like these 105 figures or whatever. But now, you know, I don't know. I would love to see them because you know, I would get them in collections. So as we would buy Star Wars collections, like there was like this one Luke in a ceremonial outfit, you know, it was on a card, and I'd look at this and I just price it at like $10 and try and get someone to buy it because I didn't want it. But now I'm super interested in like vintage customs. So
Yeah, I came across one of my customs about 5 years ago at a flea market. Still
no,
carded, like a carded. It was a Twin Engines of Destruction Boba Fett. That it's a standard Boba Fett, but it was on a card back that I painted up back in the day and did prints and all the usual silicone to bubble on, and it made it look like it was part of a toy line. And it was at a flea market for $20. So I had to
wow,
pick it up, and I didn't have one. I thought I had one, but I didn't. I lost it a
That
long time ago.
that's
that's
amazing. It's like being
Did
in
you
a band and
haggle?
hearing your song on the
No,
radio.
I was so shocked to find it. I didn't haggle, which kind of is depressing. But I figured I charged way more than $20 for it back in the day.
There you go.
I got
What
a
is this
deal.
garbage? I'll give you 10.
Yeah, depreciation of your own artwork's got to be great. So,
amazing. Do you have photos of all of this?
yes, I've posted a couple to Toy Weaver over the years. Back in 95, 96, I was set up at a Texas toy show and was approached by Philip Wise from rebelscum.com.
Mhm.
He's not with rebelscum.com anymore, and he asked to take photos of my customs and put them up on a web page. So you can still go to rebelscum.com to, I think, the archives or the custom figure archives, and there's a whole web page devoted to everything I was doing in the late 90s. I'd take him down to his house, his studio, and he would just take them with a film camera and then scan in the photos and upload them to the website.
That's awesome.
Wow, those were the days, huh?
Yeah.
How many of the Power of the Force 2 figures did you hide random inappropriate missiles inside of so they would pop open to launch them?
I made a battle R2D2.
Hell yeah!
I was so disappointed in the R5D4. And then I remembered hearing the story back in the day that it was supposed to be battle R2D2. So I actually took one and swapped out heads and fixed it all together. And he would come apart and would shoot the missile at the top. Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Had to do
it.
R5D4 is one of my all-time favorite figures because there is no reason for that to exist at all. And
No,
goddamn, I love it.
I think it legitimately was supposed to be an R2D2. And somebody at Lucasfilm probably said, hell no. And we've already got it modeled and designed, so let's just swap out the heads and make it R5D4. And it was a terrible R5D4.
It would have been a terrible R2D2 though. If they were like, why do you have a missile in R2D2?
Well, and shoulder cannons, right? Didn't it have shoulder cannons that would flip up?
Yeah,
It had guns. Yeah, it had guns that would flip up on the sides. So
You're talking about the very first like green carded R5D4?
yeah, where you push a button and it pops in half and a
Yeah,
missile
right. I
shoots.
remember. Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that that's another little sub collection that I could start of like, I collect inappropriate toys like that are inappropriate like in the real world. But what about toys that are like inappropriate in like in their world? Sort of like there's that one Superman car,
Yeah.
and it's like here's Superman on like this ATV or something, and it's like, why does Superman need this car? He can
Yeah.
just fly there.
They still do it though. Like you get a Lego set and there's Thanos in a truck, and you're like, all right, that seems canon.
Ian's laugh as he walked out the door, it was like, that's amazing. Wow. So the thing that that when I first discovered you, was I'm assuming is a passion for the Last Starfighter. Is that correct?
Oh yes, yes, love it, love it. I've always loved it. So,
And you have proceeded to make how many figures in that line and ships and
oh, there's a lot of figures. There, I got a mess of them over here.
can we see them?
My favorite is the arcade cabinet.
The arcade cabinet is.
Oh, I didn't pull out an arcade cabinet. I should have pulled out an arcade cabinet.
I think we talked about it on a couple episodes before.
There's probably 8 or 9 figures because I was doing them as 2-packs. And then
And vehicles.
Look at
the
that.
Beastie.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez.
What did you make that out of?
This is a 3D printed resin.
Wow.
Wow.
Listen to Scott.
So I'm going to break a door off. This will be amazing.
Oh
so
my God.
So you made like 8 or 9 figures, and then you have how many vehicles?
Just the star car and the cabinet right now. And I was planning to do more star cars, and then all the tariff 3D printing overseas chaos happened at the first of the year, and I haven't had a chance to revisit it. So
And the
I've only
cabinet,
done like 5 star
Okay.
cars.
that's amazing. And the cabinet was for a 3 3/4 inch figure to play the game.
And he put the screen in, and it's the actual video game from the movie.
So-
Like, where did you get that?
That it's tiny TV or tinycircuits.com. They make a little 1-inch by 1.5-inch. I don't even think it's that big. It might be smaller than that.
But I
A
mean, where
little-
did you get the actual footage of the video game
Oh,
being played? I mean,
Rogue Synapse, a gentleman by the name of Estill, out of Texas, programmed the game. He programmed a functional game that you could play, upload into a computer, put with 2 joysticks, and can play. And it plays just like the actual, what the intention was for the arcade game in the movie. And he's made with levels, like multiple levels, intro sequences, outro sequences, the whole thing.
Jeez.
High score
It-
table that you
it
can.
looks screen accurate.
It is.
I mean,
It's a totally screen accurate game and harder than hell. And I hate it. I hate the physical game. I even had a cabinet I had started at one time and was going to put that game in it. And I got so frustrated trying to play the game that I just gave up on the cabinet.
You end up lighting it on fire.
I sold it. Actually, I sold it back to Estill because I got so fed up with his own game. There you go. But
You know what?
someone
He did that on purpose. because
Yeah,
if you
probably.
beat it-
someone took that game and played a full run through on YouTube and uploaded the entire run through of the game on YouTube.
Wow.
I downloaded that video and then edited it down to like maybe a 2-minute sequence and then, would put it in that cabinet and then you could play it with a remote control. And I didn't even think about it. I should have plugged one in to charge it up. I have one in the house and I didn't even think about it.
That's insane. So for the people who haven't seen Last Starfighter, I think I last saw it, 40 years ago. The kid plays the video game, right? And it's sort of he does really well at it, and that's sort of his tryout. And because he does so well, like the dudes come from another planet and recruit him to go be a starfighter. Is that correct?
Yep, that's in a nutshell. Yeah, boy does good on video game. Boy saves the galaxy, and he gets the girl, so that's good. And one of the funniest things is the girl in the game. Her grandmother is the head Telosian from classic Star Trek, like big brain alien.
Oh
Wow.
But
yeah.
Granny is the Telosian, and once you see it, you can never unsee it. So
Mm.
It's
one of those things.
also it was the first movie to use computer graphics.
One of the first, yeah,
One of the
definitely one of the
first.
first. I think
Predate.
Rathacon, if I remember right, I think Rathacon had the first real
Oh,
true
that's
CGI
right.
animated
Yeah,
sequence.
that's
And
right.
then
Yeah.
Young Sherlock Holmes had some original initial CGI. And then Last Starfighter had, well, Tron obviously had some stuff.
Mm,
And then Last Starfighter really did whole movie sequences. Like
yeah.
the entire scene was all computer generated.
Wow.
It's the climax of the movie, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't it it's the whole last Starfight? Maybe it's been a second since I've seen it too.
When was the last time you saw it, Gary?
Got the 4K Blu-ray late last year. Ended up watching it again just to watch it.
And this is something that I always just wonder. I wonder this about myself, and the media that I consumed as a kid. Is it a good movie, or did you just see it at the right time in your life that you have nostalgia for it?
I think it's a good movie. I
Yeah.
think it is a good movie.
The
It's actually
nostalgia talking.
surprisingly solid. So it's just didn't get any real good airtime, didn't get any real activity in the back in the early 80s. It was it's been talked about. I've heard it discussed before that part of the reason why the movie didn't do so good is Star Wars fatigue.
Mm.
Mm.
It was after Return of the Jedi, and everybody was tired of Star Wars, and they were moving on to Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and they thought it was literally another Star Wars movie. If you don't know any better, the Star Wars Starfighter, hell, I've done a Star Wars Starfighter crossover figure, so obviously there's something to it. There's something to that argument. Um, One thing I found interesting is a few years ago, I saw on eBay an auction for promotional material for The Last Starfighter for Timex watches.
Huh.
Whoa.
So it was
Wow.
marketing for Timex, and they were discussing getting the Last Starfighter license. There's a letter from one of the people in marketing. I don't think we want to do this because Lucasfilm will probably hurt us with our Star Wars license if we go with another sci-fi movie.
Oof.
Interesting. Wow.
So, and I know I'm sure that they weren't the only ones that did that. Galoob was going to do figures, and they ended up not doing the figures because
Mm.
just Star Wars space toys were tapped out by that point. So they just didn't think it would do very well.
Wow. So, I mean, the stuff that you create is just it's so immaculate and pristine. How does your architecture career impact your toy making?
Oh, a great deal. When I was in architecture school in the 90s, my focus was physical model building,
Mhm.
physical models of architectural projects and renderings of architectural projects, be it watercolor, airbrushing, pen and ink, all sorts of different things. But that art background, just the level of detail you have to have for the architecture work, played itself naturally into my hobby of just doing custom figures and trying to be each project better than the next or better than the one before it. And it's just a progression. And in the late 90s, when I stepped away from customs for a while, around the time of episode 3, I stepped away from customs and got into full size props. So I was doing aluminum full-size R2D2s, stormtrooper armor, pulse rifles out of airsoft rifles.
Cool.
Eventually did a Back to the Future DeLorean or 6. Did a bunch of those and quit that. Got out of that about 10, 15 years ago and then got back into customs just because it was smaller and took up less room. So, and now
Wow.
I have no place to move because there's stuff everywhere.
And what kind of architecture are you doing now?
Uh, as some people have said, boring architecture. No, I kid. I kid. No, I do a lot of schoolwork. Actually, do
Yeah.
anywhere from pre-K to college, um, career centers
Got
work.
it. Like
It
like
could be,
literally designing schools and stuff like that.
yeah, designing schools.
Wow.
So
And
lots of
are
colors, lots
you
of forms, lots of shapes. So
and are architecture firms still building models for clients? Like, is that still a thing? No,
no,
it's
we don't build. We don't build physical models. I haven't built a physical model for an architecture project in well over 20 years.
wow.
So, and we still do some hand rendering from time to time, which is
Mhm.
not nearly as much as we used to. But I'll still break out the pin set and I'll digitally color it because I'm not going to sit with xylene markers for 2 days trying to paint something when I can do it in
Right.
Photoshop in 20 minutes. But, there's a lot of, I'm still modeling. We still do model work in 3D in the computer. So you're
Right.
still putting the thought process behind doing something in the physical and doing a digital environment, whereas before you were doing it in a physical environment.
Mm,
There are still specialty shops that do architectural models, but it's not what it was 20, 25 years ago.
got it. So my MO is I usually see the things that you've created after you're sold out. And
Sorry.
then and then I and then I text you as like, dude, I need one of these. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And then usually you're really like nice to me and you're like, okay, well, I'll be making some again. And then
I,
so
I I try. I try, but
so
it's really hard.
I just want to talk about the level of detail. So first
Uh-oh,
of all,
droid set.
let's just check this out. Okay. So it, this looks like, I mean, this looks like Kenner put it out like
Yeah.
in back in the day. And I mean,
I
this is like, every droid builder's dream. Like that
Box is
is
bigger than your box.
amazing. I mean, this set is what I think every kid wanted in the 70s and 80s. I mean, it was this. It's like here's an R2 with a removable head and all the other astromech heads and the third leg in, you know, I don't know, just
Oh, I love that set. That's one
it,
of my favorite ones.
it, it
I've always gotten a kick out of that.
it's
And
really one of the most iconic. And then
the
when you get sort of what I will say is whimsical with the monster set, the Monster Mech minifigure 5-pack. So, I mean, everyone could see that.
there's
Just
your architectural rendering drawing
look
stuff
at
going on
that,
right there.
right?
So,
Okay, so I'm gonna
gotta
open this
gotta stay
box,
frosty.
Yeah.
So
and then it's like, what the
Oh
fuck,
my
dude?
God. That Ghost R2D2 is so good.
It's like
Jeez.
I
Ugh.
it, yeah, dude. Like
it's outrageous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so. And then of course, this is what really got me was this card set. You were, I don't know, were you giving the cards out for free, like one at a time? And then I'm like, I need one of every card, please. And then you're like,
I
stop
get so
fucking,
burnt out on cards.
stop bothering me. And it's like, he just did all the astromech
Ugh.
cards. And it's like, please, can you make me a set? And he's like, by the time I contact him, he's already so over it. It's like he's already experienced fatigue with the
No,
project.
a lot of those cards were as a part of that 5-pack idea.
Mhm.
I did the prototype 5-pack, which is just the white droid with the gray heads.
Right.
But then I was also doing custom commission droids, where you would get a custom droid in the middle, and then the heads in similar color palettes.
Mm.
But each one I would do a card for that custom commission. So
Oh,
every card file is its own separate file. So I just put them all together and printed off a mass group for Dov. So
And then I also got a little print here.
I forgot about the print. Yes, the print.
Very exciting. And then the most recent thing that he sold out of. And then I'm like, can you please make me one? Um, Tell us about this
Dov's
guy.
always that guy.
I'm always that guy, man.
I love it so much.
Oh, this is so good.
And he
So,
lost an arm. No,
so you took the Han Solo body.
and he
So,
lost an arm. No,
so you took the Han Solo body.
no, it's the new Luke ceremonial, the retro collection Luke ceremonial
Oh,
figure.
look at that.
Literally the same costume, they just different colored palettes. So,
Wow. And then the jacket,
yep, that's the Luke ceremonial.
Luke ceremonial
It
jacket
literally is a head swap. It's
is
so weird.
Jeez.
it's literally a head swap, but the actual jacket, Ponda Baba's jacket and Luke's ceremonial jacket is identical except for the color. Like it came from the
Yeah,
same,
and I sculpted on a pocket.
right? Because
It has a pocket. It
literally,
is the most uncreative custom I've done in the last 15 years, I think.
they came from the same prop house. And
Yeah.
I actually know the guy who, I don't know if he still has it, but he had the Luke ceremonial, the actual one, and he found it in a prop house. Like they just rented this jacket and then they
I
just
never put
returned
that
it.
together.
I didn't
Wow.
either.
What,
You're
the
kind of
jackets were the same?
The
yeah,
amount
you're
of
kind of blowing my mind right now.
the amount of time I've spent staring at Ponda Baba with the severed limbs, cutting his arm off, you'd think I'd catch something, but like no
Oh,
clue.
you see like the ribbing in
Wow.
the sides.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. Just one's
Wow.
It's the
orange and one's
same.
yellow.
I assume it's some sort of a nylon jacket that they made multiples of back in the day. And there are slight variations of the jacket between different characters. But yeah, they reuse so many props and stuff from other productions for Star Wars. It was amazing how much kit bashing and rental of stuff they did. And that's why people were finding stuff years later in rental houses, all the
Yeah.
way from props to weapons to models.
I
Wow.
I knew one guy in the 90s, he had a whole living room set full of Planet of the Apes furniture and he just went and rented it and then he said, "Oh, got destroyed." And he just brought some cash, gave him a few $1,000s and it would just spending hours like reading tags in the back of, guy found James Arness's outfit from The Thing.
Huh.
It's like this
I
stuff's
had a
just sitting there.
I had a 30 years ago, I was at one of the toy shows in Texas, walked up and said, "Wow, that's a really nice looking Nostromo jacket." Didn't think anything of it, and the guy that runs the show had it with him. And he said, "Oh, yeah, it's cool." And I looked at it and it had Scarrett marked on the inside of the tag on the neck.
Wow.
Wow.
So it was Tom Skerritt's hero jacket, and he didn't even realize what he had.
Jeez.
And
And
I said, "You might want to put this back and think about it a little bit because I think this is legit." So
you didn't offer to buy it from him on the
I
spot,
didn't
I
get a
take it.
chance. I opened my big mouth and pointed out the name tag first, and then I lost all opportunity.
I see. So
This is the
you're
same. These were the same shows where I passed up a rocket fet because I didn't have 9 grand. Like, I don't need that rocket fet. That's stupid. Why would I spend that much money on that? So, but
yeah,
we've all
that
got stories like that. So there you go.
yeah, that piece is always it was always something like the legendary piece. And back in the 90s, we didn't know much about it, didn't know how many were out there,
Mhm.
didn't know anything. And then they would show up from time to time and they were $1,000, $5,000. And I remember when it hit 20 grand after like grading started, and then there was like these certified ones for
Oh yeah,
$20,000, and it's like, oops, okay, now quarter million, half a million. Like,
yeah.
oops.
Oops.
Now it's over 1 million.
There's some that are rarer than the others, and there's
The
one
la
that there's some that are rarer than the others. There's probably, they think, maybe like 100 in the world with different configurations, but uh there's one that it came carded, and some dudes
Used
got,
at Toy Fair. It was
yeah.
used as an example at Toy Fair. Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's
And
like
that,
one actual carded rocket fet, and I think a couple years ago someone discovered they got so close to actually releasing them that it was in the bag in the mailer box with 2 missiles ready to go. And
whoa.
then it made it all the way to Hasbro as an engineering pilot as a test piece. And this guy, after he closed shop, he had it in a box at home. It sat there for 30, 40 years, and he pulled it out, and now it's, been graded and slabbed, and It'll never see oxygen again.
But two rockets is really the key. I mean, like that, a rocket is worth so much money, and there's dozens of pieces out there that are missing the rocket that still sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So,
well, the one I looked at, the one I held in my hand, was this really bizarre yellow and milky white one that at the time never even heard of oddball colors, and it had a turned nylon missile, so it wasn't even a rocket fet rocket. It was an actual little turned nylon piece. And come to find out, it was all legitimate. But you didn't find that out until 10, 15 years after the fact, when someone researched it all and found out it was a test shot, like some sort of in-house test shot with a test missile.
Wow.
Okay. Would have been nice, but I would have sold it. So doesn't matter. I said, ooh, it's worth 20,000 now. I'll sell it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like you buy the things. Like I spent $10 for this or $5 for this comic book, and now it's worth 800. I may as well get rid of it. You can't feel
10 years later, somebody's bought a house with it. So
yeah, exactly. It's
as I've been collecting for however long I've been collecting, I've gone through so many different collections and just made decisions that, like, this is too expensive now. This is a liability. It's time to sell it. And then sometimes you did well, and sometimes you're like, oh shit, I fucked up.
I'm a lot more of the second one than the first one, so I'm just saying.
I mean, it's like, it also depends what you do with the money. It's like, if someone hands you money that's life-changing at the time, and you're able either to survive or take it or do something else with it that's significant, it's I always talk about, like, how few of the original, like, psychedelic collectors still have their collections. As soon as the stuff hit a price where you could take your collection that you spent, $5,000 on, and you can turn it into 50. Like, I know guys sold his stuff and put a down payment on a house, and, like, it's like, sometimes if you do something good with it, like, then you have a house, maybe not the entire house, but you have a down payment, and, like, then maybe having the house is better than a box of toys. I don't know. Maybe not.
Sometimes you pay off your student loans, and then 20 years later, they cancel student loans, and you're like, what the hell did I do? I'm just not. I heard that happen to some guy, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All I know is architecture school was expensive, and I paid off things. So
it's a maddening state to be in, though, because I find, like, this is how the hoarding starts, right? Like, you worry that, the seller's FOMO, that I'm going to sell this thing, and all of a sudden it's going to be worth a ton. So now I got boxes of stuff sitting around that won't be, and the disease is like, won't let me let go of it.
If anyone had told me 25, 30 years ago, or 25 years ago, that a Star Wars proof card that I could buy for $75 or $100 would eventually be worth $2,000 or $3,000, I would have laughed at you, because it's a piece of paper that was thrown out by Kenner.
Sure.
But, that's the way things are. It's just, if there's a market for it, it'll work. Now, modern toy collecting, I can't imagine anything's ever going to be on that level of value that you get from vintage.
But that's what we thought about Star Wars too.
Yeah.
There will be a few things, but it won't be the thing that came out that people expected and put a lot of them away.
Yeah.
It's going to be the outlier. It's going to be like the designer toy that came out 20 years ago, and then 20 years from now, it gets turned into a big media property, and then it's like, oh, that's the original thing that came out 30 years ago, and there's only 200 of them. That's how, like, grails are born. It's not going to be a company that says, we made 10,000 of this and it's a limited edition, and that stuff's just like, yeah.
Or 20 years down the road, you find your custom figure you made in a flea market for 50. That's it could go either way,
And then there's that. I will say that having the desire to collect, in combination, to Janky's point, with being a what's the word, You said FOMO. It's not FOMO. It's a fear of regret.
Mm.
So, the combination of a collector with a fear of regret, that is, I mean, I'm guilty, but that is the nexus of sickness.
That is the sleeping bag I sleep in every night. wrapped up in the knowledge that there's things I don't need that I won't let go of because maybe they'll be worth a little bit more.
Wow.
And I don't even care about the value. That's the thing. I've always collected just stuff I like.
Right.
But then once value gets introduced, there becomes a weird, like,
it's a weird metric. Like sometimes something gets so expensive, you're like, this is a liability. Like something's going to just happen to it.
yeah.
My kid's going to tear it up.
I did that with a studio scale model of one of the DeLoreans from Back to the Future, the ride. 1/6 scale. So, it's big. Gigantic. And I bought one for $9,000 back in the early 2000s. And it was awesome. But I was in a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom starter house with my wife. It sat in my garage for the longest time on display. And at some point it dawned on me that this one of 2 studio scale model was worth about a third of my house.
Wow.
And I don't need this in my house.
Right.
Just randomly sitting around. I ended up getting rid of it and was sold a bill of goods about how it was going to be used to make a studio scale replica by one of the studio scale replica companies. And cut us a good deal and we'll make sure you get in on what we'll get you one. And it's like, that sounds great. Never heard a thing about it. And it ended up going back to its sister model and in Germany. So now they're both together. Both versions of the model are together and they're in a collection in Germany. So actually I have no real problem with how it turned out.
Right.
But you had to get rid of it for the right reasons, and that the reason was I couldn't justify having that around my house.
Yeah.
That's always an interesting sort of phenomenon about, like, you own something, you want to own something, but then sometimes if it goes someplace where the other person really appreciates it, like a good home, or a good collection, that it feels okay. Like you think that in a vacuum, it's like, I got, I wanted this much, I got my price, and then this other person's going to go light it on fire, is very different than I got my price and this person is going to cherish it for the rest of,
Well, if I could not complain at all with where it ended up. I had no idea it was going to end up there, though. I thought it was just lost to the ether after a certain while. I thought I'd never hear about it again. And then Tim, the guy that owns it now, at least I think he still owns it, posted pictures of it with its sister model, because they only built 2. Technically, they built 3. They only used 2 for filming the Back to the Future, the ride footage, the 3D footage and stuff they did for IMAX. And then the 3rd model ended up on display at Universal and was destroyed and picked apart and beat up by greebly little touchy fingers from park guests. But the other 2, they're in great shape and they're displayed well. So I can't complain.
Wow. Amazing.
On sale now.
I got a few other things here that popped up in the shop that I wanted to bring up here. Devote a few minutes to that. So this is the 100 Jennies project by Whistling Pony. And
I don't even know what it is, but I'm ready. Let's do this.
Because that Whistling Pony is right. I'll read this to you. The 100 Jennies Project, the book, is a deep dive into a unique series that blends action figures, storytelling, and mixed media across 100 figures. That explores how human identity is shaped, sold, and packaged, turning the human condition into a product. This book isn't just a catalog, it's a behind-the-scenes look at the creative process, materials, and ideas that brought Jenny Hanover to life. So this book, there's only 15 of these, over 450 pages.
Jeez.
With each one of his Jennies. I don't know, it's insane. At a hefty 6 pounds, it's packed with vivid full color images and a thought-provoking narrative. Each copy includes an exclusive action figure. There you go. Which is signed and numbered. And this is Jenny 101, I guess, which is not in the book. Made for only this edition, plus a high quality signed and numbered G-Clay print. Let's see if there was 3 different G-Clay prints, and you get one sort of at random. I think I put it inside here. Where is it? Oh, this is the one I chose here. This mermaid looking one. As far as Whistling Pony's work is always, crazy and experimental. This comes with a thing of buttons here. There's only 15 of these. There's one in the shop right now. He's going to send us a few more. I mean, there's attention to detail with like the bookmark. It's $150. So you want to talk about things that are going to be valuable one day. So the things like this, right? Unfortunately, it's sort of like, a rookie card of a baseball player, right? It's like, if you have this book and Whistling Pony hits and becomes like, a household name, it's like, this is the book that's worth $1 million. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, how many artists can you do that for before you have a warehouse full of stuff waiting for one to hit? What I do love about the figure, I'll show you, is that he mounted the figure onto a piece of plexi like that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And so when he uses our I think someone is criticizing me. I feel judged.
Is there a beard judging you in there?
I feel attacked. Anyway, so there's that one. Very cool. We got another figure that's up in the store right now. If you recall, Gabo Zeta from Ecuador made this.
Oh yeah,
Monstros and Weirdos Risk. So this was a figure called Risk. Comes in the clamshell. Really just.
That one's called Speed. That's the first one.
This one's called Speed. Thank you. Follow up to Speed. Okay, so the new one that he just sent us is called Risk. And it's yeah. Just
so wild, man. I love it.
Yeah.
3D printed, 3.75-inch figure, hand painted. Comes with like the little dice in there, and really just I can't wait to get more of these. Like, just great job. I think they're $60. Oh, this little fun thing popped up here. This guy called me from his name's Shannon Myers from Ogo Toys, and he called this a functional art toy. This was the KO Kaiju Killer set.
Whoa.
Signed and numbered
wow.
On the back. Each set handcrafted, and no two are the same. Creative with multiple medium work. It's a bootleg target set that lets you shoot darts at monsters. And so comes with your little gun, and then whole little bag of little guys here. Some of which are just I think store-bought stuff, but then some of them are ones that he actually cast. This looks like a digital print here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. These all look. This looks like a digital print too. There's one in yellow. I guess I should have asked, because these look like. I wonder. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them.
That's Red King, right?
That's Red King. Okay, so this is probably an already existing piece, and then he created some custom pieces for the set, and then you can have fun. Boom.
You look so comfortable doing that.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm going to knock over the camera, and then like my headphones are going to go. Anyway, these are in the shop now. They're $20. It's a lot of handmade work.
Yeah, I love
for
a rack
$20.
I love a rack toy homage. I mean, anytime one of those comes through, it just makes me happy.
I mean, just love the attention to detail. It's got a little direction sheet that looks sort of like coffee stained a little bit.
Does the box have some artificial wear on it to look?
Yes.
Yeah, I caught a glimpse of it and it looked, oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, look at that. I want to frame that and put it on the wall.
It's really a lot of fun. I'll show you the box again. But he said that no two are the same. So,
jeez.
So,
yeah, it looks like he's weathered the actual box too, which is great.
Oh, you're talking about the actual box? Yes.
Yeah, like the actual cardboard box.
Look at
it's
that.
got edge staining and stuff. That's brilliant.
Yeah. I don't know how he accomplished that. Guess we'll have to have him on the show to talk about that one day.
That's pretty nice. I dig it.
Now, I don't know, Gary, if you caught episodes in the past where we talked about the Star Wars Deluxe Han Solo wig.
Got that. Are you trying to tell me something here?
This had nothing to do with you. It's just
great.
Been a running gag. We did an entire show with all of us. I bought these wigs. I bought a dozen of them. We were all wearing them on the show.
We were wigging out.
Yeah.
No.
What I can tell you is that it didn't make any of us look like Han Solo at all.
Speak for yourself.
I have one here, but I'm not gonna. I don't know. I got one graded.
Yeah, it's back.
I want to know what did it get graded?
So that's the thing. So I contacted AFA, who grades, a lot of, the vintage stuff.
You mean anything?
And I said, would you grade this? It's a Star Wars product. It's brand new in the package. And I know the guy over there, and he just sort of laughed and was like, no, we don't grade that. So I contacted CAS, which is another grading company. And I sent that. I asked them, would you grade this? They said yes. And then I got a phone call.
Oh.
And they're like, hey, yeah, so we can't really grade a wig. And I can tell that this guy thinks that I'm a fucking freak. That I am sending in this.
He's right.
My counter to that would be you just didn't pay enough.
This like dead rat looking thing. And so what he told me is that they could authenticate it, but they couldn't grade it. And I said, but you would encapsulate it. And he said, yes. So it didn't get a grade. It got an A. I don't know if you can see it there. Don't know. I got an A for authentic.
There we go.
And then you could tell that he wanted to ask me some questions, but was
scared.
So I just had to tell him, like, this is a gag. Had this on our show. We all wore the wigs, and we think this is the worst licensed Star Wars product ever created. And then he was laughing, and then by the time he hung up on the phone, that like when you're on a landline and you're hanging up, and there's that time between your phone is like next to you. It's like sort of an old-timey artifact of landlines, is that, and especially like in an office. So if the phone's next to your ear, there's a little bit of time before you hang up, right? You have that second. And in that second, if you still listen, you can sort of hear what people say. And what I heard in the background was, dude, this guy said it's the worst thing ever created. He's gonna because there was a conversation in the office about like, what moron wants to grade this thing.
And the time we put into trying to make it perfect for them to grade it.
That's right.
It's flattening the package.
Flattening the package.
We had 5 or 6 of them. Like we found the best card, and we like flattening and it still looks really nice because a lot of them look like really crappy, and they sort of like fold in on themselves.
Not that beauty.
Yeah, this one is there for good. So
and they featured it in the email.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
In their weekly email, like, I was quoted as like, one
Oh,
of our customers thought that this was the worst, licensed product ever made. And
Incredible.
yeah, that was a
We
lot of fun.
we went to Oogie Boogie Bash at Disneyland a couple weeks ago. Took my daughter. I'd never been before, but it's the one night that adults are allowed to dress up, and it costs a whole lot of money to do that. But you go to Disneyland, they've got these crazy trick or treat lines, and they give you handfuls of candy, and the ride lines are like 20 minutes each. And we're walking around, and a dude walks past in a Han Solo outfit, and I swear to God, that's the wig he was wearing. And I wanted to turn around so bad and chase him down to be like, "Dude, is that the Ruby wig?" But I decided against it because I didn't want to get the same reaction Dove got from the grading companies.
Right. Yeah. So there's that. Thought you would all be proud of me for doing it.
it's amazing.
So Gary, what else you got on the horizon?
Oh man. Well, working with Pro Custom Figures on another wave of astromechs that should be shipping soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've out of my own pocket paid for tooling to do that little cantina grabber mech. The little, one over here.
And
This guy.
wow.
Oh, sweet.
From the Sears Cantina playset.
So when you say tooling, like, are all of these pieces injection molded?
Mark's stuff from Pro Custom Figures
Yeah.
is injection molded.
Got it. But these pieces that I have here, these are resin?
Those are resin. Yeah, those are
resin.
the ones that I made here at the garage in the
Got
pit.
it. So. And then so how many figures have you done in the past that were injection molded?
Not counting the astromechs, because that's really like one set of tools and they just change colors. So that's a ton of astromechs. Boy, I really don't know. I haven't been keeping track. Am I supposed to keep track?
I just don't know.
Supposed to keep track.
So, but when you're doing the mold costs are sort of out of control, right? So like you have to really be.
I mean, obviously anything, if you're doing a tooling, it's better if you can do multiple parts out of one set of tooling and do multiple variations. So in the case of my grabber droid, the little cantina mech, I'm going to be doing at least 5 different versions, but I'm doing less than the normal minimum order quantity from the factories. The factory wanted like 500 of each figure. I'm not going to do that. So I did a couple hundred of the typical cantina mech, and I'm doing like 100 of each of some other color variations. So I'm getting around 800 or 900 figures total made.
Wow.
And we'll see how they turn out. Hopefully they're going to turn out pretty well. So,
and what, if you don't mind me asking, what is the tooling cost for a single figure like that?
I'm utilizing the tooling that already exists for like the bodies and the center foot and part of the neck.
Yeah.
So my tooling costs for just the head and the head, the legs, the side legs, and the arm set on the front is $6,500.
Got it. So you have to spread that across 500 pieces.
If you were doing multiple runs, that mold cost would go down.
Sure.
But since I'm only looking at like 8, maybe 900 pieces, it's a chunk. I mean, the individual cost per figures are a lot higher than you'd normally think for just a single.
Right, because if you're making 500 figures and it's 5,000 in tooling, that's $10 a figure just for the
tooling. Yeah, just the tooling cost
before you cranked one out. So that's just so people understand that that's not even producing the figure or doing anything. That's just the tooling.
Well, so the injection molding, and then it's also the painting and the assembly and everything else. And
are you doing that too, or are they doing that in the factory?
They are doing most of it. They don't have a tooling jig to do the mounting hole for the arms, for the grabber arms on the front. So I'm going to have to take all the figures here, drill them all, and then put in the arms. but I'm not doing. It's a lot. It's gonna be a couple hundred figures that I've got. I'm gonna be sick of doing grabber arms when it's all said and done.
$6,500 and you still got a Dremel 900 piece.
I'm gonna 3D print a jig that'll hold it in the drill press and just go to town. I'm gonna simplify that sucker.
Wow, that's amazing. So I remember,
and then I couldn't help myself since I already had the model made.
Yeah.
I did for the Gentle Giant scale for the jumbos.
That's amazing.
Cool.
That's a great looking droid. I mean, just such a cool piece.
It's really fantastic.
It's a great design, and I'm surprised it's never really been done before. And I'm getting tired of casting stuff in resin. If I can avoid it, I'm going to try to avoid it.
Sure.
But I've had enough people ask me about that guy that I figured I'd give it a shot. And since Mark's already done half the work with doing bodies and some of the neck components and has the factory set up to make astromechs, I think I don't even know how many we've done so far for like vintage style astromechs. He's done a ton.
Mark made tooling for all of the unproduced Ewoks and droids figures.
Mark Poon, Pro Custom.
Mark Poon, right.
Yeah.
And then he's also...
He's done some X-Wing pilots that I've sculpted, of like a Mandalorian.
I still have the box here from Singapore.
Oh, look at that ship.
And this was crazy. So I'm never going to, pony up for a rocket firing Boba Fett. But so he made a complete set.
Wow.
He's probably got the yellow one in there.
This was a J rocket. Yeah. Here's the yellow one.
Yep.
Wow.
That was the one I held in my hand.
Jeez.
Back in the day, that version. So
blue. He did then they all come with the rocket. And then just, so there's 2, 4, 6, there's 7 different, which I think is what exists in the world. It's like, the gray one, the painted one, the blue one, whatever. So did those, and then just for shits and giggles, he did a droids one, which is fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mark's been doing stuff for years, and it's been great. I've been working with him for a few years now, and I'll come up with different ideas, or he'll ask me about an idea, and I'll mock something up, send it over to him, and they just run with it.
Wow, I had no idea.
And then usually what he'll does is I usually don't get paid anything. He just sends me like a couple dozen. So,
wow.
Or in this case of the astromechs, I'm getting like 5 sets of whatever astromech I design. So
I mean, that, his stuff's not cheap. Like I have all the Ewoks and droids. There was another 6 Ewoks and 12 droids figures. Is that right?
I don't remember if there were 12.
8. They're over here somewhere. But the crazy thing is, like, he made coins too.
Yeah, coins.
He made aluminum coins.
And I did the bubble forms, the vacuum form bubble tooling for a lot of the Ewoks.
Wow. What don't you make, Gary?
I haven't figured out how to do really good action figure paint yet. Like the paint that doesn't come off. If I could lick that and tampo stamping, I don't do tampo stamping. But if I could figure out how to do tampo stamping and action figure paint, I'd be dangerous. I can paint with acrylic. You can paint with acrylic, you can paint with enamels or whatever. But that solvent paint that you just cannot get in the United States, that, you got to be willing to sacrifice some workers to get the
oh my goodness.
And the U.S. government will not let me sacrifice myself in the name of toys. So.
Not yet.
So
believe me, if I could figure out a way to make it do it, I'd do it. So.
This is Weechi right here.
Yep. And those are great figures. I love how they
blue.
turned out.
But, this one is... So I guess there's 6 Ewoks because they never came out. Who's this? Chief Chirpa. And I assume he had to buy, a set and then cast them.
I think some of those were modeled from scratch based off photo references of the real deal.
You think so?
Yeah, some were. And then other ones there have been bootlegs of those cast from originals around for decades.
I mean,
I can't remember. I don't specifically know which ones were which.
These aluminum coins are just.
Oh yeah, coins are great.
Yeah.
The only trick with the aluminum coins is we couldn't figure out a way to bronze them, so that's why they're all silver instead of the proper bronze color for Ewoks.
Wow.
I guess he couldn't find a source to do the proper anodizing for the blanks or post treatment.
Crazy. Well, that sounds awesome. I had, what a pleasant surprise. I had no idea that of the association there, and that makes it makes total sense now. My life is now complete.
Well, I'm hoping that the little Cantina droid project works out well, and I hope it sells well. Because what I want to do next after that is I really want to tool up for the Snag Trek figures.
What is that?
The Snaggletooth Star Trek guys.
Oh.
You remember those?
They're behind you.
They're behind you. Things going digging. So,
that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Reminders.
You mean like my favorite figures ever? Look at that.
Yes, as
I love
featured
those
on
guys.
previous
They're
episodes.
my favorite. They're my second favorites after this little grabber droid. I don't know. I like the Last Starfighter stuff too. I can't help myself.
So good.
Good. I guess it didn't dawn on me because we had covered it before on other episodes. You're right. All right, guys. I think it is time to wrap it up. Janky, you got anything you need to cover?
Nope. We haven't done a show for a year, and I didn't do anything of note in that time, so.
Oh, man.
That's how I feel. I'm amazed I've done anything in the last couple of months, but I got laid up in the hospital last October, and it zapped me for a good 6 to 8 months. So
no.
I've just been in daddy mode lately, so I think I posted a video on my Instagram the other day saying I haven't put up art in a long time, but here's my daughter hitting a softball into outfield for the first time. So that's what I've been doing a lot of. But we're heading back towards. I mean, it's fun. I've been for her softball teams. I design all the logos and everything. So and we're doing that for a lot of the teams in the league. So I still get to be creative and do that kind of stuff. But
and do they have like crazy names?
Yeah, one of my teams was the Pancake Batters. I had the Laser Cats.
Wow.
The Krakens was good. And then it's a lot like the Nightmares and, sort of standard stuff. But it's fun. I like doing that. But art will, toys and art will be coming back soon once
your
kid moves out of the house. Yeah.
Trust me, they don't leave after college. So. I got 2 of them that came back, and I'm like, no.
Amazing.
I thought I had an office back. I don't have an office.
Well, that's why you had to sell the DeLorean. You had to get the office space there.
Scott,
I needed the workspace in the garage. That's kind of why I did get rid of the one I had. So
look, if you guys are coming back, you guys are going to be drilling holes in these grabber droids.
Yeah, no, I might put them to work.
About 900 of them for you guys to do.
Yeah.
Amazing. Scott, what else you got going? Getting ready for decon? It
I have a new toy out since our last episode. It is my new vinyl toy. It is the Blasphemer.
Whoa.
And it's this little double toy, and I'll have this in a bunch of different colorways. I'll be at Designer Con with Dave Lanera's Akashic Records toys, and come by, see my setup. I have another big display that I'm working on.
How awesome. Dave's going to be at your booth with you guys are splitting a booth?
Yeah, sort of.
That means I get to high five Dave in close proximity.
I'm bringing him. He's gonna go get me a coffee and watch the booth while I pee.
There you go.
Amazing.
He has a new toy coming out, and It's pretty awesome. It's like a Safubi purse.
What?
It's it's a giant dinosaur with straps,
Wow.
and like the back is cut out. It's a giant dinosaur purse, like a
Amazing.
giant Safubi bag.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Out of control.
So come by and check that out, DesignerCon.
Definitely. We are also getting ready for DesignerCon, and if these episodes that we're shooting now come out in order, our next episode will be the DesignerCon preview. And then all of the decon stuff will go on sale on our site at noon on Friday, November 7th. And then all of the other exclusives that are left over will go to the live show starting on November 14th in Las Vegas. And we will be doing the one time a year that we do a live show where this show just goes on and on for like 4 hours, and everyone who made a toy hops on for 10 or 15 minutes to talk. So starting at 11:30 on the 7th, if you're watching, please tune in. It's a fun extravaganza of a day. Where my butt hurts sitting in this chair all day, but we definitely have fun actually, giving context to all of the work and hearing from each artist talk about their stuff. So if you tune in for that, that's a lot of fun. If you mention DKE Toys TV in the notes of your next order, you'll get this free invisible Sucklord figure. But everyone who orders for Decon, the first, I'm going to say 100 orders are going to get this free Death by Toys signed Thoughts and Prayers figure. So
now
we got
more important than ever.
Yes, we got 100 of those to give out, and then
you can post that every day.
I know. It's gonna just it's gonna stop being funny, I guess, because
it's never going to stop being funny.
It's never going to stop.
All right, fine. We also made this little garbage pail kid card with the Sucklord. This is the B card. It says DKE Toys on the back, but the A card you have to get from him, Makeshift Morgan, and it has a psychedelic logo on the back. But through our other Instagram feed at bootleg_GPK, we have a promotion for this double signed card right here, signed by the Sucklord and artist Mark Pingator. And all you have to do is send us a self-addressed stamped envelope and you get this card for free.
That's so old school.
It's crazy. So all you do is you can either go to DKE Toys or Bootleg GPK and just say, hey, can I get the address for the card? I will send you the address. If you send a self-addressed stamped envelope, you will get this free dual signed card. But in addition, what we have secretly been doing, and I have not announced this publicly, but other people have announced it because they have gotten them, is I also did a triple signed card.
Oh, look at that.
And so everyone who sent in a self-addressed stamped envelope for this one also got this one.
That's awesome.
So that's signed by Mark Pingator, Killer Bootlegs, and the Sucklord.
Sweet.
So there
Hey,
you go.
Dov, do you want to explain to people what a self-addressed stamped envelope is?
Nope.
Because we've gotten some confusion.
Put it in the chat GPT. It'll tell you.
Yeah.
AI will tell you.
Maybe it'll lick the stamp for you too.
Double down and tell them to send a money order.
Excellent.
Doesn't matter the amount. Just send a money order.
Just send a money order.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at DKE Toys. That's where we communicate most things with the world. Subscribe to us on YouTube at DKE Toys so you keep in touch with all of this stuff. If you're happy with us, Google reviews. Can really use Google reviews. They're very helpful for our business. If you have something nice to say, please log in, give us 5 stars. If you don't have anything nice to say, then please just turn this off and go away, and we don't want to hear from you. So that's it. If you need to get in touch with me, dketoys@gmail.com. And if you want to get in touch with Janky for questions, comments, stuff for him to read on the air, that is dketoystv@gmail.com.
And then we'll feed that into the AI.
Yeah. And then it'll spit out the cleaned up version of what you sent us. and it will just take that copy directly off our YouTube page like their AI did that time. So
I was pleasantly surprised by that. I don't know why. Anyway,
mention a talking beard though. I mean, clearly it has not delved deep enough into our lore.
Indeed. Gary, thank you so much for being with us. Sorry it took so long. I love your work. I've been a huge fan for the longest time. Wanted to get you on here, and I really appreciate you taking the time and all the times that you say hook me up, but it's more than just a hookup. It's sort of like being patient with an annoying child. What do you call that? It's like, I'm sorry, I missed the thing. I didn't do my homework. Is it okay if I turn it in tomorrow? I mean, that's just what I feel like every time I contact him. It's like, oh, you just sold out. Oops. You know, it's like,
I hate the way that works out, but there's really nothing I could do. I'm one poor guy, and I'm just doing what I can.
Well, you can look forward to a Dov call soon for the grabber droid that he's gonna miss.
Oh, there ought to be enough grabber droids. That's me trying to fix this nightmare, is get around it, is just by buckling down and spending the money to do it.
Just like gonna make 500 or something because it's so much work to.
Well, that was the little walrus man, you know.
Right.
I spent 3 or 4 weeks making 30 of those things, and they were gone in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think less than that. So
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, I work like 10-hour days, so that's it.
Got it. 3 or 4 weeks of extra time after your normal job.
Yes, nights and weekends trying to get casting and paint masks and everything else. It does take a minute. So.
Ignoring the children that took over his previous workshop and going into the new workshop.
Yeah, my wife would like her kitchen table back, so you know. What can I do?
Amazing. All right.
You
well,
see
thank you
my
again.
progress pictures, and it's a wood table that's got like scratches and everything in it. That's the dining room table. So he's ready for me to be out of there. So.
Wow,
it's a 20-year-old dining room table, so it's not all my fault.
She must be a saint.
She is.
Well, tell her that we appreciate her too.
So
all right.
Thanks, guys. I had a great time.
I really
thanks for being here, man. This was awesome.
Pleasure.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. See ya.
Stay fresh cheese bags.